كتير طرق وسط الحياة تاهوا فيها ناس، وطرق تبان مفروشة ورد وتنتهي بألم وضيق، لكن الطريق للفرحة وطريق الخلاص عند المسيح. أصل المسيح هو الحياة، هو الطريق 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 الطريق
Hold on, here we go. Welcome to The Way TV. This program, we're going to link up. I was back down at the Mexican and Arizona border again, watching where ISIS comes across. Did some great videos there, right where the drug cartels working with ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Taliban, all of those guys coming across the border, coming here and working with the mosques and the Muslims all around us. So we went right to a small town, Sonoita, Arizona, about 15 to 20 miles north of the border of Mexico, and they captured 5 ISIS there not too many months ago. So let's start with clip number 1. Good job. Okay, little tiny town, but huge significance. You got 5 ISIS, 4 guys from Pakistan, 1 guy from Afghanistan, if I'm not mistaken. Doesn't matter. They're ISIS. They're here for no good reason. I have relatives who live right there. We were just east of Fort Huachuca, Arizona, which is where the Army has their academy for training on the highest level of intelligence work, 007 type work. Just a few miles from that place. And we went down south. We're going to continue on with these videos, and we're going to weave in this next video where 5 ISIS were caught only about 7 hours from downtown Los Angeles, only about an hour and a half from Tucson, only about 3 hours from Phoenix. Very, very dangerous situation. You've got the drug cartels, Sinaloa drug cartel, which is operating with the Muslim terrorists. Sinaloa started beheading people by using chainsaws to cut off their heads. So we went down there, and we continue on these next videos. We're going to link up Hillary Clinton with the Muslim Brotherhood, with ISIS, with Sinaloa, the drug cartels, and helping to fund and help to get votes for Hillary. Okay, let's go to the second one. Brotherhood, most everybody now knows the Muslim Brotherhood is terrorists, that they're global terrorists. Most everybody knows that the Muslim Brotherhood is in charge of ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Taliban. They're Sunni, and all of the different terrorist groups like ISIS and Taliban, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, Emirs of the Caucasus, they're all Sunni Muslims. They're under the Muslim Brotherhood. And I'm showing, since Hillary Clinton's Heartless Hillary is running for president, Hillary there. You got Obama. This is a Muslim Brotherhood logo right here, and at the bottom, this Arabic tells the whole story about all of the terrorist groups in the world. It's from the Quran. It's chapter 8, verse 60. And this Arabic, when you go to that chapter and that verse, it will say, to terrorize and wage war to kill the infidels. And that's the guiding essence of the Muslim Brotherhood. So, like in Christianity, we have John 3:16. God so loved the world. We all know that. That's pretty much our guiding principle. Or the other one is James 1:27. True religion's taking care of widows and orphans. But in Islam, really what this means is, for Islam, true Muslims, true Islam is creating widows and orphans to terrorize and wage war to kill the infidels. Well, if you kill men who are fathers, then you just created widows and orphans, whereas in the Bible it's just the opposite. I'm going to go through here real quick and show the connections with Hillary Clinton and different members of the Muslim Brotherhood. And we'll start here with her husband. Back here it's the Clinton Global Initiative. You can go online, you can actually see the video on this, and it'll show the different Muslim Brotherhood people that the Clintons worked with. Bill Clinton. This guy here, he's a former president of Egypt. His name is Mohammed Morsi, and back here in the background, Clinton Global Initiative. This is before Egypt arrested him, and he's now on death row because as a Muslim Brotherhood, he was behind a number of Egyptian officials being murdered. Very dangerous man. For a short while, he was a professor of science in the state of California at Cal State Northridge, but he's involved with the Clintons a lot. This guy is extremely dangerous. Again, we have the Clinton Global Initiative. This is Prince Turki, Turki. He used to be in charge of Saudi Arabia's intelligence, which is known for murdering and torturing and being very cruel people. He is a direct and active member of the Muslim Brotherhood. He has helped fund the Muslim Brotherhood globally. He gave at least $100,000, maybe even $250,000 to the Clinton Global Initiative. Good friends with Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, and Chelsea Clinton. Of course, here we have Hillary Clinton right here. It's kind of hard to see, but the Clinton Global Initiative. It's the same meeting. She's up there, and very cleverly, she's asking for money. And a lot of the people in that audience were Prince Turki and Mohammed Morsi, the guy that I showed earlier. This is very fascinating. This lady here is an advisor, direct advisor to Hillary Clinton. Her name is Huma Abedin. She is a member of the Muslim Brotherhood, there with the logo, to terrorize, wage war, and kill the infidel. She's a member of the Muslim Student Association, which is a long-known, proven Muslim Brotherhood group. She's a personal counselor and advisor to Hillary Clinton, and so she has opened the doors for a lot of Muslim Brotherhood money to come to Hillary Clinton. And of course, this pretty much sums it up. Rather nasty, humorous cartoon. Hillary Clinton over here, she's getting tons of bags of money from the Muslim Brotherhood, particularly Saudi Arabia and other Muslim countries. A lady held in captivity in a burqa and a veil, and this Muslim Brotherhood guy is holding Sharia law over here, and she's saying the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and she's pointing towards an American holding a sign that says he supports the Constitution. And I think this pretty much sums up heartless Hillary. She has broken the law so many times. She has abused people. She has helped her husband, who's raped and sexually assaulted women. She threw my friend into prison without a trial and without charges for 8 months. He was in solitary confinement. She tried to get me thrown in jail, couldn't do it. And so I just wanted to point this out, the Islamic Muslim Brotherhood connection funding the Clinton Global Initiative, the Clinton empire, and all the cruel and horrible things that Hillary and Bill Clinton does. So if she gets elected president, she will use the Department of Justice to come out and go after us Americans who believe in the Constitution. So clearly, I'm telling people, do not vote for Hillary Clinton. Help America. Don't vote for Hillary. All right. Pretty interesting stuff. So we're down there on the border, right where 5 ISIS got caught. ISIS linked to the Muslim Brotherhood, controlled by the Muslim Brotherhood. Muslim Brotherhood working through Mohammed Morsi, and he's on death row in Egypt right now for murdering people and things of that nature. Prince Turki of the Saudi Arabian secret police and intel, murdering a lot of people, giving a lot of money to Hillary Clinton. They're all linked together as they're bringing across the Hispanic illegal immigrants to bring them into the United States to bring more voting members into the Democratic Party so that Hillary can come back into power. She will use the Department of Justice, and she will do all she can to shut down this TV show and anybody else who tells the truth about what did Muhammad do. In fact, you will remember, some of you, back during the Benghazi crisis when the ambassador got killed, that Obama went to the United Nations and Hillary was backing him to arrest myself and my buddy and people in this TV studio for blaspheming, i.e. telling the truth about Muhammad. Muhammad, what did Muhammad do versus what did Jesus do? Okay, clip number 3. Clip number 3. We're about a half mile north of the Mexican border where they caught 5 members of ISIS. They caught 5 members of ISIS coming across the border right down there on the San Pedro River. You all know the San Pedro River because the San Pedro River goes right behind Tombstone, the shootout at the OK Corral with Wyatt Earp. This is the Wild West where you're talking about. This is many drug cartels and drug people and Muslim terrorists coming across right here. And what they do, just like what I learned in Vietnam, they use rivers and tree lines. Now we're out here in the desert, you can see that tree line, and that they actually walk up that river from about 20 miles south of Mexico in a little town down there, and that's where all the drug cartels and the Muslim terrorists meet down there, and then they send their people up the San Pedro River towards the direction of Tombstone, and then once they get on the United States side, they head up to the freeway I-10, which is about 40 miles north, and then they have people up there waiting for them, pick them up, and they'll take them on I-10 all the way to the East Coast or the West Coast and all through the United States. And sadly, our leadership at the highest level, presidents and Congress and senators, refuse to come down here and build the border wall and protect us. So that's why we're down here. And also, this is to expose Hillary Clinton, crooked Hillary. She's a main factor on bringing these illegal people into the United States because they fund her and support her. And God forbid if she becomes president of the United States, then she will use her powers illegally and crooked, as she did with my friend who was innocent, had nothing at all to do with Benghazi, and because of her and Obama coming together, arresting my friend, throwing him into solitary confinement for 8 months with no trial and with no charges, totally trumped up. Okay, now we're going to walk down to the bridge. San Pedro River again here on a bridge. We're just south of Tombstone, you know, the OK Corral, Wyatt Earp, and we're on the San Pedro River. Right behind me is the dry bed of the river, and we are astounded. It looks like a stampede, not of cows, but of human beings. Down below us in the sand are from side to side and going back as far as we can see footprints, and it's obvious that thousands of people have come up through here, if not more than thousands, tens of thousands, probably over 1 million over the last 20 years or so. But this goes back to the unwillingness of our leadership at the highest levels of both the establishment of the GOP and the Democrats, refusing to seal down this border, which is extremely dangerous. It's very, very disturbing. And we just got done doing an interview with one of the gentlemen who lives here, retired Army E7. And the drug cartels and ISIS, Taliban, Al-Qaeda are operating here. In this area in Tucson, the leader of the Imam of Tucson is Al-Qaeda. One of the huge leaders in Phoenix is ISIS, and the guy in Kingman is Taliban. And so sadly, the national election is coming up, and it's securing our border just to protect us so we can get through the day is very important. But here, we're at the highest level of intel. Can't get any higher than this just by looking at the remnants of the stampede of all these people. And if only 1% of them are bad people, rapists and drug cartel and murders and whatnot, there's probably been 10,000 people from the evidence here that fit that bill. So we do need to definitely get the border secured.
Hey, my name is Mickey Davis. I've lived in this area in Arizona.
Great job. The gentleman that's coming up next, retired Sergeant First Class United States Army, who lives in that area. So we're going to get to him. But, you know, it's interesting because UCLA and USC, Cal State Fullerton, University of California, Irvine, San Diego State, Cal Berkeley, Stanford, they all have Muslim Brotherhood. They are officially sanctioned legally by those colleges. They are aided and abetted by the different police chiefs and sheriffs of those communities. We know for sure. We've talked to we've had Sheriff Baca. We've exposed him working and protecting the Muslim Brotherhood. Michael Downing, LAPD counterterrorism commander, taking $50 million from the bad guys to allegedly mainstream these guys coming in here. But we just had a murder-suicide at UCLA just not long ago, a couple of days ago, and I knew as soon as I saw it, or as soon as I heard it, I knew it was Muslim Brotherhood. I knew absolutely that it was. I went and I found a guy, his last name is Sakar. I looked at him. He's clearly from the Middle East. Do I profile? Hell yeah, I profile. It keeps me alive. You profile too, because if you see the Hells Angels motorcycling up to you, you think a lot different about the Hells Angels on motorcycles coming up to you than fifth grade boys and girls singing Christmas carols. We all profile. Survival of the fittest. If you don't do that, you're going to get killed. I learned that, as everybody does in the military when you go to war, that you profile the enemy. And so as soon as I heard what happened at UCLA, because I know UCLA and USC have huge contingencies of Muslim Brotherhood, and they all support ISIS and Taliban and Al-Qaeda and whatnot. As soon as I heard it, I said, look, I know it's got to be a Muslim. So sure enough, getting ready for the show today, I went and I Googled, and there is his name. I think it's Minart Sakar, but definitely when I saw Sakar, I knew, just like Sakar, S-A-K-R, Ahmed Sakar, who brought the Muslim Brotherhood into the United States during the 60s. I met him twice. I've met a lot of these very bold and dangerous terrorists. So we do know that at UCLA and USC, Cal State Fullerton, University of California, Irvine, we know that these Muslim Brotherhood guys are there. And just like the San Bernardino massacre, it's not going to get better. Trump, you may not like Trump, but Trump is 100% right. Yes, we do have a Muslim problem. Hillary Clinton will bring in all of the Sinaloa illegal aliens to help her out, to vote for her, to give her money. How much money from Sinaloa, multi-billion dollar business, how much is being skimmed off and given to Obama and Hillary? And also, not to leave them out of the mixture, the GOP establishment too. So with that, let's go to clip number 4. Clip number 4.
My name is Mickey Davis. I've lived in this area in Arizona for about 30 years. We're about 4 or 5 miles from the border here. And I've spent 20 years plus in the military and did a couple of tours in Vietnam, so I'm not real dumb about being around areas like this and seeing what's going on. I've ridden the border with friends several times on ATVs, and you cannot go along the border these days without finding UDAs, illegal aliens, coming across. people who don't live on the border, who live within the central United States, back east, unless you're on the border, you have no idea or clue what kind of crimes, what kind of drugs, what kind of stolen vehicles, what kind of diversions the illegals use for coming across the border. Many times over here in the Mexican border, they'll set fires just to get a diversion for emergency services so they can draw the police off, emergency services off, and either send drugs or illegal aliens over the Huachuca Mountains here that we're talking about outside of Palominas, Arizona. So what we need the government to do, instead of dog and pony shows down at Yuma and riding in these nice air-conditioned ATVs and everything, they need to come down and ride with a couple of these Border Patrol guys with no advance warnings and ride the border and see the real things going on, instead of what the liberal media seem to want to put out about how we should be loving these people that are coming across the border and make a way for them in the United States for their lives. There's no way this can happen. They're going to have to stop the influx from all countries that are coming in this border unless they start getting on the waiting list like they're supposed to do legally. My advice to everybody out there right now is to start paying attention to what's going on at the border and seeing the type of people that are coming across, the terrorism, the acts of vagrancy and stealing and theft and drugs needs to stop. That's about all I've got to say on this, and you won't find too many people around here that listen to me. Thank you.
Great job. And clip number 5. Clip number 5. So we're at Montezuma's Pass in southern Arizona, right on the border. I'll give you a little orientation. Right behind us, we've got 2 vehicles. Same stuff that we use in Afghanistan for observation. These are high resolution. They got thermal imaging and night vision on them. They can go for a long ways to see the bad people coming in. Each vehicle is between $1 million and $5 million. You got 4 Border Patrol vehicles around them with 4-wheel vehicles, the little RV type vehicles where they can go and chase people. However, the problem is Obama and Hillary and their folks have handcuffed these gentlemen and ladies up here so they can't do their job. Panning down into the valley, this valley here is just south of Fort Huachuca and Sierra Vista, southern Arizona. You can see the straight brown line going across from right to left at the bottom of the hills straight down there. That's the border fence, and if you follow it going due east, you'll see a green ribbon. That is the San Pedro River where we did the video with all of the massive stampede of footprints going up that San Pedro River, and they just walk up that river. It's like a freeway or a compass. They can't get lost. The really interesting thing is, if you look at that border fence, that border fence is 18 feet high, made out of high grade steel and reinforced concrete at the base. However, it stops, I've been there, it stops about 300 yards before you get to the San Pedro River, and the fence actually disappears. There's a few strands of barbed wire for a short way, but the last 50 yards or so to the San Pedro River, there's no fence whatsoever, so there's nothing to stop them. And ISIS, in fact, my friend said, hey, that's the ISIS freeway. So the ISIS freeway, they just come right up across there due to Obama and Hillary Clinton not allowing our people to do our job. And then they are carrying drugs from Sinaloa, the people that behead with chainsaws and whatnot, and they come up, and the whole area, like Mickey said in his interview, is terrified because you've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of very dangerous drug dealers wandering around loose, mixed in with ISIS. So that's what you have there. So we're at the top of the ridge of the mountain right now. We're almost 7,000 feet altitude. On that side going east, I just pointed out the San Pedro River and how the border fence ends before it gets to the San Pedro River, thanks to Obama and Hillary Clinton, heartless Hillary, and how they really don't care what happens to the people here, the drug cartels and stuff. Probably, you know, always follow the money. I'm sure a lot of drug money is coming into the Obama and the Hillary Clinton Foundation and funneling its way into their hot little hands. Now we're on the west side of the ridge, and going that way about 20 miles or so is Nogales. Down here there is a border, but there's no fence. There's a border but there's no fence. On that side, there's a border and a fence for a short while, and then you have the San Pedro River, and then you have some border fences or not. But the Mexicans, illegal aliens, the cartels, the drug cartels, the drugs, the ISIS, the Taliban, the Al-Qaeda, Iranian Revolutionary Guard. I have friends in San Diego who are speak Farsi, and they're from Iran. They've actually talked to them in San Diego. And they're all coming across here. They have no goodwill for America, but they do have goodwill for Obama and Hillary. So down here, back over there where the dark mountains are, that's where Nogales is down there. And then if you come back up north, I'm going to shift sides on you here. No, I'll just stay here. No, I'll shift sides on you. And then going back down the valley over there. So we're going to finish up here real quick, and all of this activity, all these people, all of the politics here is going to help Hillary Clinton and continue on Obama. Their whole goal is to make America worse again. Make America worse again. Okay, clip number 6, last clip. Have there. So we're at the top of the ridge of the mountain right now. We're almost 7,000 feet altitude. On that side going east, I just pointed out the San Pedro River and how the border fence ends before it gets to the San Pedro River, thanks to Obama and Hillary Clinton, heartless Hillary, and how they really don't care what happens to the people here, the drug cartels and stuff. Probably, you know, always follow the money. I'm sure a lot of drug money is coming into the Obama and the Hillary Clinton Foundation and funneling its way into their hot little hands. Now we're on the west side of the ridge, and going that way about 20 miles or so is Nogales. Down here there is a border, but there's no fence. There's a border, but there's no fence. On that side there's a border and a fence for a short while, and then you have the San Pedro River, and then you have some border fences or not. But the Mexicans, illegal aliens, the cartels, the drug cartels, the drugs, the ISIS, the Taliban, the Al-Qaeda, Iranian Revolutionary Guard. I have friends in San Diego who are speak Farsi, and they're from Iran. They've actually talked to them in San Diego. And they're all coming across here. They have no goodwill for America, but they do have goodwill for Obama and Hillary. So down here, back over there where the dark mountains are, that's where Nogales is down there. And then if you come back up north, I'm going to shift sides on you here. No, I'll just stay here. No, I'll shift sides on you. And then going back down the valley over there, and then you come up to the Interstate 10, and then even with the Border Patrol checkpoints, which are 5 to 6 of them here, the people doing illegal things, obviously, they just walk around them. And Hillary and Obama have shackled and handcuffed the Border Patrol. Now, if you want, you can pan over there and you can see the $1 million vehicles that they have with the Border Patrol, and then their number of trucks. But their hands are tied, so they come up here and they observe, but they do absolutely nothing. So we can walk up there and take a look at the very expensive, very state-of-the-art equipment they have to survey, but they're not allowed to do anything with it. How you want to do this? You want me to stand? They're not too friendly. Very good. Mina's done a great job. We're going back down there in August. We're going to start taking people tours down there to the border. If you want to go down there, I'll charge you money. It's dangerous as hell, but you're all invited. And this is all going back to Obama and Hillary and Obama, illegal aliens, illegal drugs, illegal invasion of ISIS and Taliban to destroy us all. Until the next time, adios.
في كتير طرق وسط الحياة تاهوا فيها ناس، وطرق تبان وين مفروشة وين